and welcome viewers to my channel Hot Off the Ropes, a Central Queensland Wrestling Alliance recap show that takes a look back at the things that you may have missed in the ring. With your host, me, Cherrence B. Tonight's episode has been proudly sponsored by the CQWA official print bar store, where you can buy yourself some awesome merchandise to support your favourite CQWA wrestlers, like the brand new Dante Raid shirt. You can find a link to this rockin' merch and more in the description below. But first, we have an absolutely packed episode for you guys tonight, coming into the first CQWA show of the year. So let's get right into it, a recap of December's Road to Glory.
The action you're about to see is undertaken by trained professionals. Please do not try this at home.
Do you ever wish that you weren't a prisoner? Do you feel like you're done? All the dreams you had are hard to remember. Well, you're not the only one. Well, it's over, it's over, it's over. I won't be pushed around. Move over, move over, move over. Get back or just get out. Set this pain up in flames. It's over, it's over, it's over. It's time to burn it down. This one goes to the castaways who break their backs, saving every day. All these things I can do without. Gonna burn it down, burn it down.
Before the show even began, I caught up with the QWA and CQWA liaison, Mason Daniels-Childs, outside of the venue. He had some pretty interesting things to say about the Cell Wolf footage from last episode, the championship tournament, and the CQWA rookie, Miss Cherry B.Shell. Roll the clip. Good evening, wrestling fans. I'm Cherrence B.Shell, and tonight we're here at the Rocky Sports Club for Road to Glory. Tonight, we are going to crown the first ever CQWA champion. In our first match, we have Alteus Law versus a member of Destiny. And in the second match, we have Rugby League veteran Cass Cage versus Seth Tylers. Who's going to be the first CQWA
exactly right. It is so hot here. It stinks. There's so many inbreds here. I can't believe you would even send me to this place and give me this job. What is wrong with you? Okay, Mum. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow night.
Excuse me, Mr. Childs. I'm Cherrence B.Shell from Hot Off the Ropes. I was just wondering, did you see the footage of the Cell Wolf Origins last week? And do you have a quote for us?
Firstly, it's Mr. Daniels-Childs. Okay? You get my name right! Secondly, it's media like you that give media the bad name. You're disgusting, you're vile, and what you did to Australian Wolf now that he's evolved into Cell Wolf, you're lucky that I don't make the calls on who stays and who goes, because you would have been fired. As for his quotes for tonight, Seth Tylers is going to win the match. He's going to win the tournament, and he's going to be the best champion Rocky could ever have because he's from Townsville. And secondly, everyone's going on about this Cherry B.Shell. Oh, she should be in the tournament. Well, here's a quote for you as well. Mason Daniels-Childs is the reason that she is not in the tournament. And if I have my way, she will never wrestle in Rockhampton, Townsville, or anywhere in Queensland ever again. Do you know why? Because women's wrestling sucks and women's sports sucks. It's a half-assed version of men's. Anyway, use that quote. Have a great day. Have a great show, everyone. Have a great show.
Did you get that? God, I hate that guy.
Cherrence, we are live. We are live.
Some interesting comments from Mr. Daniels-Childs there. Moving forward, the first match of the night kicked off the semi-final round of the CQWA Championship Tournament. As the first competitor of the match, rugby league veteran Cass Cage headed to the ring, he was blindsided by his opponent Seth Tylers and his fellow Mad Dog Club Australia brother Sel Wolf. What followed was a sickening beatdown of Cage, ruling yet another Rockhampton local out of the contest. But just when things looked bleakest for the future of the title tournament, the commissioner announced that it wouldn't be that easy for MDC, and that in fact, CQWA's very own pop culture icon Dante Rage would now be replacing Cass Cage in the qualifying match for the championship final. It was a tough-fought battle between the two, but just when Tylers looked to claim the win, Colt County's own Colt Winchester and Cherry B.Shell appeared to serve their first piece of justice on MDC and help secure their fellow CQWA superstar Dante Rage with the win.
Come on, Dante! Come on, Dante!
Some breaking news. And unfortunately, due to injuries sustained in the beatdown, Cass Cage has been ruled unfit for any further wrestling contests until medically cleared. We at Hot Off the Ropes send Cage our thoughts and prayers for a speedy recovery. The CQWA Championship Tournament continued and we saw the return of Sam Cannon and his infamous Catch as Catch Cannon match, as he represented Team Destiny in the tournament. He was accompanied to the ring by fellow Destiny members Trent O'Day and Gabriel, which would prove to be very valuable for Cannon later in the match. To remind fans, the stipulations of a Catch as Catch Cannon match is that there is to be no closed fist punches, no eye gouging, no hair pulling, no top rope maneuvers, and no joint manipulation. Otherwise, the competitor would face disqualification. But after several distractions and interferences, the dirty tactics of Team Destiny proved to be too much for the local Alteus law, as Sam Cannon secured his spot in the CQWA Championship final, forcing the Outlaw to tap to a brutal abdominal stretch submission. Up next were the Circus of Doom, Stitches and Zuzu the Muscle Clown, in their first title defense as the new QWA Tag Team Champions. Invoking their rematch clause, Trent O'Day and Gabriel had their sights set for revenge as they beat down Stitches for much of the match with their humiliating double teams. Coming to the defense of his tag team partner after a hot tag was made, Zuzu gained momentum for the championship tag team, with the champs taking out Destiny with a devastating Doomsday device. CQWA fans were treated to a free introduction to Stephen Stanley's 17 Steps to Success seminar and an opportunity to purchase their very own copy of his best-selling book, Stephen Stanley's 17 Steps to Success, written by Stephen Stanley, the creator of the Stephen Stanley 17 Steps to Success seminar. Unfortunately for the well-being guru, he was attacked by the Sergeant of Pain, Combat Wombat, and suffered a painful and embarrassing stink face. This kick-started a match between Combat Wombat and MDC member Cell Wolf, but with some questionable slow counts and even assistance from Ref Ken. Cell Wolf ended up picking up the win with an unseen low blow and the roll-up. Ref Ken once again cementing his alliance with Mason Daniels-Childs and his affiliates MDC.
He's coming for your head.
We were brought back from intermission with CQWA's resident spooky boy Tyson DeHaunt looking for an opponent after weeks of campaigning on social media. Commissioner Bock happily obliged, announcing the CQWA debut of Townsville crowd favourite Zach Gardner. As promised, Gardner waged war. In spite of DeHaunt's numerous damaging submission attempts, Gardner hit an impressive codebreaker from the top rope. Unfortunately, even this was not enough to overcome the spoops. After a valiant effort, Tyson DeHaunt proved to be too much as he strangled the life from Gardner and closed the match with a fatal dragon sleeper.
And here is your winner by submission, Tyson DeHaunt.
After the dust had settled from the previous match, the CQWA's resident cowboy Colt Winchester arrived to the ring to address the dastardly actions of Mason Daniels-Childs, MDC, and the infamous Ref Ken at the previous show. His outrage was cut short by none other than Mason Daniels-Childs and Ref Ken to offer some sort of explanation of their actions at No Limits and a championship match for the cowboy against the monstrous QWA United Champion, E.C. Brownie. After a shock comeback from the cowboy, it really looked like the sheriff could win this. As frustrations grew, the champion returned to the ring with his title in hand, and after a near miss from E.C. Brownie, Winchester shocked audiences with the Scorpion Death Drop and the 3 count. However, in the midst of confusion, Ref Spence missed an important detail, a detail some eagle-eyed fans might have caught. In the clip, you can clearly see that E.C. Brownie has his foot placed on the bottom rope during the 3 count, and therefore, no victory for Colt. This was a detail conveniently caught by head CQWA official and MDC affiliate Ref Ken backstage, who interrupted the Cowboys' premature championship celebrations to take back the title and restart the match. Unfortunately for Winchester, EC Brownie was stalking the Cowboy and proceeded to steal back the match and his title with a devastating spear. In the weeks following Road to Glory, Ref Ken released a propaganda film on his Facebook page slandering Colt Winchester with a series of accusations fingering the sheriff for his own recent reign of losses. To view the full video, follow the link in the description or find it in the CQWA official Facebook page, also in the description below. And finally, to the main event of the evening. The match that has been months in the making, the first CQWA heavyweight champion was crowned in the final round of the CQWA Championship Tournament. In the championship final, it was pop culture icon Dante Rage versus the nefarious Sam Cannon. It was man versus beast, David versus Goliath, Rockhampton versus Townsville. With his years of experience, Cannon dominated much of the match. Working the eminent injury of Rage's knees, it would seem that the rules of a catch-as-catch Cannon match only mattered when it benefited Sam Cannon himself. And after several interference attempts from the members of Destiny, it appeared we were about to see a repeat of events from earlier in the night. But keeping to his namesake, Dante raged on. Destiny were eventually banished from ringside for their antics, only to return in the closing moments of the match to try and sway the outcome towards Cannon. But their attempts were futile, and after hitting a massive frog splash from the top rope, Dante Rage claimed the 3 count and the title. He was joined at ringside by members of the CQWA roster and cheered on by the crowd with a thunderous Dante chant. Congratulations to the first ever CQWA champion, and as always, rage on! On February 1st at the Rocky Sports Club, CQWA presents Love and War. CQWA champion Dante Rage defends his title for the very first time against Mad Dog Club Australia member Seth Tylers in a rematch from the semi-finals of the championship tournament. Also at Love and War, CQWA will be raising funds for Coobray Park Wildlife Sanctuary, who have taken on a slew of rescued wildlife in the wake of these tragic fires that have been ravaging much of this country the last few months. Coobray Park works to rehabilitate sick, injured and orphaned animals with the hopes of eventually releasing them to the wild. So I hope to see you down at the Rocky Sports Club on the 1st of February to show your support. Until next time, I'm Cherrence B. B.Shell, and this was Hot Off the Ropes. Thanks for watching!